Welcome to the She Scouts podcast, where today we're going to be talking about something super juicy. We're going to be talking about how to decide on the topic for your one-to-many offer. This episode is going to be action-packed, value-packed. This is the type of episode where you're going to be taking notes on your phone, pausing, going back, writing things down so that either you can go retrace your steps and do things that you've already done but better and to a higher standard, or if you've never done these steps before, you're going to come away from this episode knowing exactly what you need to do so that you can get a really clear idea on what your topic is and how we can bring this one-to-many offer to life. I am so excited to share this with you because truthfully, putting my knowledge into one-to-many offers was the single thing, if I could put my success, freedom, happiness, and scalability down to a single thing, it was learning how to do this early into my journey and making the decision of I'm going to bring in one-to-many offers, even though I don't know all the things, I don't know the processes, I don't know how this is going to go, but I'm just going to go for it and see what happens. It's been an absolute game changer. And so I'm excited to dive into this episode with you today. Okay, before we get into the actual nuts and bolts of the episode, well, a few things that I want to clear up here. I'm going to be talking with an online course program in mind, something that's more on the mid to high ticket scale rather than something that's low ticket. There is absolutely, all of this will still be relevant for low ticket. So if you're thinking to launch, for example, a digital product membership or something on the lower price end that is a one-to-many offer, you'll still get lots of value from this. There'll be plenty of applicable lessons. But what I'm really focusing on here is for the people who want to be launching something that is in the at least a few £100 through to a few £1,000. This is for you who you want to create a mid to high level and a scalable one-to-many offer. So there's that little piece. And then the second piece is I want you to really keep an open mind in this episode, because what people want to buy from you might not necessarily be what you want to offer. So I want you to keep a real open mind as we go through this process, because it might be that you're set in your ways or that you've done things a certain way up until this date, maybe up until hearing this episode. But we're in the business of service. You are serving your customers, serving your clients, serving your audience, serving your community. If you can serve them even better, and that means changing the way that you currently do things, would you not want to do that? I know people can get stuck in the way of, but I know best and my audience don't know what's good for them. Yeah, but if they're the one paying, and if you could make it in a way that they could see how good it could be for them by you just changing the way that you do things, either in the way that you structure things or what's included or your process, would you not want to adjust your rails, to... I don't know why I've got this analogy of being in the sea and like shimmying into their flight path. That's not the right word, is it? Sailing path? You get what I mean. Your customer is looking in a certain way. Now, of course, with the best will in the world, we can hope that they are educating themselves and increasing their own level of awareness. But, and this is one of the things that we're going to come into, they might not be aware of either you, your solution, your particular way of doing things. So the more that you can adjust your sales, by which I mean the sails on your ship, S-A-I-L, adjust your sails so that the wind takes you to be in the direction that they are looking, that is going to massively, massively help your business. So I just want you to take a moment to lovingly put your ego to one side. We're going to get humble, because what you want to offer might not be what they want to buy, and what they are looking for might not be what you are offering. But that does not mean that you can't help these people. So we're just going to keep a super open mind and be open to different ways of working, even if that wasn't exactly how we intended it to look or how we envisioned that it might look. We're open-minded. We're in the business for service. So all of that said, I am ready to help you hit a massive launch for your next launch. Whether you have launched a one-to-many offer before and you now want to hit some really high numbers. You're like, I've got some experience. I've run on this track before. And I know that with a really good offer and a really good launch plan, that I could have a 20K launch, a 30K launch, a 50K launch. Or maybe you're someone that's never launched a one-to-many offer before and you're like, I know my skills are needed on a bigger level, but truthfully, I've got no freaking idea how to package that into a digital offer and then how to go and launch it to the masses. I just have no idea. Either way, you're going to get value from this episode. So let's freaking get into it. Okay, we're coming into how to decide on the topic for your one-to-many offer. So we're in the fun brainstorming phase. So I'm going to give you some questions to come up with the topic for your one-to-many offer. Remember, the purpose of this is taking all of the incredible goodness that's in your head and putting it into a beautiful gift-wrapped virtual package that unlimited people can buy. Because once that is out of your head and is into something digital, there's no limit, there's no ceiling. It doesn't matter whether 5 people buy, 10 people buy, or 50 people buy. The framework that we're going to create in this episode is put into something outside of you, which means that once it's in a digital thing, there's no limit to the amount of people that can have that thing. And that is where scalability comes in. Because for as long as this information is inside your head and not in a digital offer, then it means that people have to book you in order to get the information. That's not scalable. It might serve your ego well because they have to come to you and you're this fountain of knowledge, but ultimately you're cock blocking yourself there, honey. I know it's stroking your ego, but you're cock blocking yourself from a massive amount of income. You know that phrase, you're leaving money on the table. I hate that because so many people say it. But in this case, if you are only serving people because they have to book time in your diary in order to get what you know, girl, you are the bottleneck in your business substantially. So let's not do that. We are about to put this into a digital offer. So we're going to come up with a topic so that you can then create this beautiful gift wrapped digital offer that unlimited people can buy and you can serve people at scale. This is where you get your freedom back. So some questions for you. Number 1 is, what do people come to you asking about? What are either people in your DMs asking you, or what are clients asking you? What are the questions that they come to you with, wanting to know or wanting to solve? Number 2 is, what do you find yourself repeating over and over again? Again, this could be something either in DMs that people keep coming to you asking about, and you're just like, oh my God, if I have to go through this answer one more time, I'm going to go blue in the face. Or again, it can be paying clients. What either information, process, framework, or like pockets of, subsections of your deeper subject knowledge, what do you find yourself repeating over and over again? Because when we're thinking about what to package up in this digital thing, we're going to start with what is wanted, what is needed. So let's look at what's already being asked to you. What's in your DMs, what's in your emails, what's in your voice notes, what do clients come to you for? What information do you find yourself repeating over and over again? Now, number 3 is, when it comes to your niche, your specialty, or like the result or outcome that you help people to get, your knowledge area, what are people Googling that they're trying to find the answers themselves? Like, they can come to you and pay to get the solution, but what is the actual thing that they're Googling? Because it might be that they're not Googling your, service, for example. Like, I'm just going to use myself in this scenario, nice and easy. They might not be Googling where to find a sales coach. The thing that they would be Googling is, how can I find clients online? How can I make more money on social media? How can I get clients from social media? How can I make more money in my business? That's the thing that people want. Remember when, and I've said this a lot, People want the holiday, not, what is it? Get it right, Sarah. They want the destination, not the journey. The thing that they're Googling is the destination, not the journey. Again, this is why we have to put ego to one side, because they're not actually coming to you or your individual offer. You are just a stepping stone to the thing that they actually want. So when you think about what are they Googling, taking me for an example, they're Googling, how can I get more clients? How can I make more money in my business? I'm just the vehicle to help them get there. It's not that they're Googling, how can I get a sales coach? I'm the vehicle to help them get what they want to get. You see? So what is the thing that they're Googling? It's likely to start with how to. And it's probably going to be something that is either a problem they want to solve. So it might be a fix something, or it might be a gain something, or avoid something else, i.e., it might be weight loss, for example. How to lose 10 pounds in a month. How to fix XYZ that is broken. How to gain, I'm trying to think of something that you would gain, either more self-confidence. A good thing to use here, and you might have heard me say this before, is the CC acronym. CC. I did this in a post such a long time ago. Maybe I should bring this back, but anyway. CC is save, solve, increase, improve. Write those 4 words down if you haven't already. CC is going to change your life. These 4 words are words that you want to be bringing into your sales messaging everywhere. Reason being is that these 4 words all imply gain. And this is why they're magic. Because they tell people, like they imply movement, they imply gain, improvement, movement. People want to move. They don't want to stay stuck. So when you use a word in your messaging that tells them it's got that implication of movement, we're going somewhere, then they're more likely to respond to your messaging. So CC, you've got save, improve, solve, increase. Save can be things like money, save money, save time, save manpower. Solve can obviously be problems. What was the other one? Increase productivity, increase efficiency, increase speed, increase profit margin, increase sales. And then what was the other one? Save. Did we do that one? Save, solve, increase, improve. You get my point. So have a little look through those 4 words, save, solve, increase, improve, to see which might be a really good fit. What are your audience Googling of how to do X? What are they looking to either increase and do faster, or decrease and have less of? Increase and feel happier or better, or have more awareness of, or solve something that is a current problem in their life. Remember, this is about their current stage of awareness. Now, this might not be the why that something is happening, or they might not know what solutions are out there on the market. This is why I want you to be open-minded as to, like, when we go to put this into an offer, into your process, is that this person might not be aware of what solutions are out there on the market. I'm going to give you some examples here, because they can just be Googling how to do X, not realizing why those things are happening. I'm going to give you 2 examples of like recent conversations that I've had. And so one is with a gut health coach. And so she was talking in her content around things like acne, restlessness, lack of focus, and then how her offer of eat better foods can help with these symptoms. Now, someone might be Googling how to get rid of acne without having any idea that it could be something in their diet that is causing that. So if your offer or messaging is only around something that's diet related, then someone who is searching for how to solve their acne problem wouldn't necessarily come to you, because they don't know that your offer, like the solution awareness is not there. So we've got to appeal to their current stage of awareness. Another example here is somatics. So if you're a somatic healer, somatic mentor, somatic movement or energy coach, I find this as well. And I can put my hands up and say, I had no freaking clue what this was before moving to Bali. There's quite a few things that I'd never heard of that is either around trapped energy, emotions, or moving through things through the body that I'd never heard of before coming to Bali. It's been a whole energy, spiritual, and self-awareness awakening. Let's put it that way. And so with somatics, again, your audience might not have a clue what that means. All they know is that their nervous system is shot to bits. Someone literally may have never heard the word somatics before. So how can you expect them to piece together, I need that, if they've never even heard the word before? All they know is the thing that they are currently experiencing and wanting that thing to go away. So they're going to be Googling, why is my blood pressure high all of the time? Why am I in constant fight or flight response? How to relax when I feel stressed at work? Why do I keep having breakdowns at work? You know, that's the thing that they're going to be Googling. So I'm just making you aware of these things. Obviously, you can choose the person that you want to speak to, whether someone is already solution aware and you just want to speak to those people, or whether you're willing to be a bit broader to speak to people who are actively experiencing the problems that you solve, but are not aware of your solution just yet. Yes? You with me? Okay. So, coming together, what are your audience's struggles in their words? In their words, in their minds, what is the current problem that they are experiencing that they are currently Googling for a solution for? Yeah? Now we want to package that into a process that would enable them to get a result. This is where your offer's coming in. So you've got your topic, which is what your person is Googling. Now let's look at the process that your offer takes them through to enable them to get the solution to that. How do I fix X? So looking at what the solution is that they're Googling, what their desire or what their goal or their desired outcome is. Now let's look at where are they currently? What are they currently experiencing? And if you were to, so that's their point A, is where they currently are. Whether that's in a hard place or uncomfortable place or just a not as wonderful as things could be, versus where they desire to be. Now, if we've got those two things that are poles apart, we've got point A, point B. We've got current destination and desired destination. What are the 5 to 10 steps that your ideal client would need to take to get there? Now, again, I'm going to remind you just to park your usual way of doing things. Just put that to one side, put the ego to one side for 1 second, and just ask yourself that question again. Look at this objectively. I want you to take your usual process out of the window. Look at this objectively. Look at where they currently are and where they desire to be. What are the 5 to 10 steps that your ideal client would need to take in order to get there? In as few steps as possible, in as easy way as possible. Because remember, if you're going to make this super complicated or super long, it's not desirable. People want things easy and want things fast. So, not only do we want to make the 5 to 10 steps obvious, but we also don't want to make it either unnecessary steps that we're just putting in because it fuels our ego. Like, don't do it. I can say this from experience because I've done it. So if you're like, Sarah, girl, I know it because I've done it. If you have created a kitchen sink offer before, my people, I see you. Again, this isn't about throwing everything that you know on a certain topic into this digital offer, thinking, oh my God, I'm going to blow their socks off when they realize how much I know about this subject area. No, honey, I wish that someone had told me this. Much as it will serve your ego, it will not serve your clients. Stop it. Hold yourself back. This is why I told you to put everything to one side that you know. I love that you know a lot about your subject area, and I love that you're really passionate. I truly love that for you. And you can absolutely let your expertise shine, but do it through your free content. Blow their socks off through your free content. Don't put everything you fucking know about the subject area into this offer that becomes an entire library of everything you've ever learned about subject X. Okay? Talking from experience. So, for this, we want only the essential steps, only the steps that your ideal client needs to take to help them get from where they are currently to where they desire to be. Nothing more. Stop overcomplicating it. Strip it down. Simple, potent, obvious. The more simple, the more foolproof you can make this process, the easier it's going to be for your ideal client to go through it and get results. Remember, with this one-to-many offer, you can have different levels of support. You could have weekly group calls, monthly group calls, or if you want this to be fully passive and you to just be operating in the background so that it doesn't require you and they're not leaning on you in order to get a result, this offer needs to be as self-sufficient as possible. So if you were to remove yourself from the process, again, what are the 5 to 10 steps that your ideal client would need to do in order to get themselves to the desired result without you needing to be hand-holding them through the process? Again, put your ego to one side. If they were to do this without you, what would you have to change in order for them to be able to get a result? I'm not taking away from your high ticket services. The purpose of having a one-to-many offer is so that for the people who still want either one-to-one attention or want to come into your higher level offers, they're going to pay a premium to work with you to have this focused one-on-one time because they don't want to do it themselves. So this helps the people who are either lower on the investment scale or are empowered. They want to have a go. They want to do things themselves. They want to be able to land on your page, sign up, get the thing, start implementing the thing, start getting results quickly without needing to come into your DMs and ask you 20 questions about your high ticket offer or big investment. Some people, it's not a case of they don't have the money. Some people, it's actually they don't have the interest. They just want to do it themselves. So this is about catering to those people. So you've got your 5 to 10 steps that your ideal client would need to take there. Can you go one step further or even 10 steps further? So you've got your 5 to 10 steps. Think about all the possible reasons. We're going to come to market research in a second, but before we're going to go and test this offer, think about all the possible reasons. If you were to go and show this 5 to 10 step process to people and go, hey, what do you think? Do you think it's good? Do you love it? What are the reasons that they might possibly not buy that thing? What are the possible reasons that people might not go ahead, even if you're offering a solution that they actively want? Again, the normal objections are going to come up. So it might be things like, I want it, but I don't have time. I want it, but it will take me a long time to get the results that I want. I want it, but I worry that it might be hard work and that I might not complete it. I want it, but I don't have the money right now. Yeah, pricing thing. The usual objections. Now, what I want you to do, I want you to write down every possible reason, everything that you can think of that might be a possible reason why someone either doesn't go ahead right now or is hesitant about going ahead with this thing. What might those be? Write down the full list. Now, to combat that list, still bashing it back into your corner, yes. What are some things that you could add in that would enable someone or invalidate that objection? It'd overcome it. Either because you're simplifying the process, so anything about it taking a long time to get results, they can see the end destination and that it's not a lot of steps to get there. Things by having like payment plans, so they can see that it's not a high upfront cost or that there's different ways of getting there. Are there things, extra things that you could put in that save them time? Again, The goal of this, if you can make this offer as no-brainer as possible, as wonderful, all singing, all dancing, make it so damn good that they would feel stupid saying no, then you've got a sold out offer. But if you create something that even if in your mind it seems wonderful, but in their mind it seems either hard, long, or they doubt that they're going to get the success that you're advertising in your marketing, you're not going to get the signups that you want. So our process here with writing down all these possible objections and then looking at what are the features of this one-to-many offer, how can you put things in that eliminate those objections so that people, any question that they have, it's already in there and they're left with, holy shit, this offer sounds fucking great. That's what we want to get. That's where we want to get to. So I'm going to run over some of the things of like everything that you want before you can go do your market research. So you've come up with your topic, you've come up with your process of your 5 to 10 steps of how they're going to get results. You've written down possible objections and you've gone back and you've added in extra features, whether it's worksheets, payment plans, maybe you've taken some things out to make the process quicker. Maybe you've added in some templates, or you've added in some extra recordings, or you've added in some extra support, whatever it is to make this offer like so damn good they'd feel stupid saying no. Now let's just package up the rest of the nuts and bolts so that you've got something finite that you can then go and do your market research and test this thing with people. So number 1, the purpose. Why does this thing exist? Where is the need for this thing? Write out why this thing exists so that, again, you can be super clear when you're going out in your messaging, you're creating content, you're going out to sell this thing. You can start with such a validation, like you know this thing is needed. So, purpose of this thing. Why is it needed? Number 2 is the transformation. So, your point A to point B. This is for the person who is currently going through X, who wants to have Y. Or you can have 3 on each side. So it might be this is for someone who is going through this and this and this, but wants to be having this and this and this. Yeah, so your transformation. The name, number 3. The name. P.S. I'm just going to add in here, coming up with a good name for your one-to-many offer can do so much for your sales. If you come up with a good name, honestly, the offer will sell itself. There is so much psychology to be said for coming up with a good offer name. Now, I know that this is a particular skill set of mine because people tell me all the time, Sarah, how do you constantly come up with such good names? Ha ha, I love it. It's like my little, whenever people say this to me, it puts a little smirk on my face because I always think that my offer names are good anyway, but when other people validate that, I'm like, hee hee. Reason being is that if you can come up with a really catchy and memorable name, oh my God, the way the offer will sell itself. You know, of course, we're going to get into like really clear messaging. But if you can come up with a really fucking good name, it doesn't matter if you're not as crystal clear on your messaging because the name says what it does. The reason, so what I'm thinking here is my first ever group program was called Burnt Out to Booked Out. Do you know, I'm actually going to share with you how I came up with that process because that program, I had the name and the tagline. Yes, I had the, where I went into details about where the problems of what people were currently experiencing who would be a good fit for that program and what we went through and how they would come out after and la 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 la. Yes, but in a lot of places, that name became so well known that I shortened it to just B2B. And I would have people inquiring of, hey, Sarah, I've heard about your B2B program. That's how catchy it came. And so having a really good name not only sells itself, but it becomes really easy for your clients to go and speak to their friends about it so that you get people being like, hey, Sarah, I've heard about your Burnt Out to Booked Out program. Oh, the freaking magic of that. The good name cannot be underestimated. So I'm going to give you a little hack here. Told you you're going to write stuff down from this episode. Have 2 columns. Column A is your point B of where your person currently is. I want you to write down all of the situational things that they're going through. and the emotions that they associate with that. So where the current struggles that they're experiencing, what is not happening or what is happening that should be happening. Write down as many adjectives and verbs as you can under that column of their current scenario. And then on the opposite, we're going to do the opposite. Point B, what is their desired outcome? Again, think of situational, tangible things. What do they want to be happening that currently isn't? Or what do they not want to be happening that currently is? So again, whether this is in business, mindset, health, relationships, what is that dream destination? So what physically is happening? And then on the emotional side, the intangible side, how do they feel? Again, list of adjectives, and list of verbs. If you can get a list of at least 10, ideally 20 on each side, you're going to have a really good bank, A, for words for your messaging, like this is going to be your goldmine bank, but also your offer name is in there somewhere. Now, you can just pick a selection of those, and you could do either, you could do negative to positive description. What I mean by that is the offer type. So it could be, let's say, stuck to speed up accelerator. That was a bit of a shit one, but I mean, you get the point. So the negative to positive, that's what burnt out to booked out was. It was burnt out being negative, booked out being the positive. You could add boot camp onto the end so that you've got the offer type, so that it's clear what somebody's going to get. Like it could be I'm trying to think of a good M word for mastermind. I don't know. Moved out to moved up? I don't know. Maybe I'm going off process. But this is another little trick here. I don't know if you picked up on it. Alliteration is something that I love, absolutely love. Because not only do I like to have really good descriptions so that the whole point A to point B is very clear. Like I'm taking you from here to here inside this offer. But I will also, wherever possible, use either alliteration on the joining words because it makes it far more memorable, or I think about what the acronym will be after because I'm always going to shorten it. You know, whether it's in writing, whether it's in shorthand in DMs, I know I'm going to be shortening the offer name. It's just going to happen. So what if there's a catchy acronym, which is why I started using B2B for my first program, and everybody else caught on to that. So what is an acronym that you can use? So think about, this is why I love a little bit of sexy wordplay, don't you? Oh, the English language nerd in me is coming to life. You know, I was going to say I flunked English literature. I did not flunk English literature. It just bored me to death. But English language I found very interesting. So for the English language girlies, this is for you. So think, can you have either negative to positive descriptor, positive and positive descriptor, or alliteration? Or you can have a combination of all of them. So there is lots of methods there for you to come up with a really sexy name for your offer, because if you can do that, it will sell itself. What I'm also going to add on is point number 4 here that goes into your packaging, which is the hook or pitch. So this is the tagline that goes underneath. So using my Burnt Out to Booked Out program, for example, because I hadn't put what type of offer that was, it could have been a 5-day free challenge, it could have been a 6-month mastermind, could have been a 3-month program, could have been a membership. Like you've got the catchy title, but you don't know what the thing is. And this is where having a tagline underneath the name helps people to see who it's for and what the offer actually is, so that they can see whether that thing is what they're looking for. You know, if someone's searching for a mastermind, they need to know that your offer is only a 3-day Facebook challenge. Equally, if someone's looking for a freebie to come into your world and they can see that this is a free challenge, then they're going to go on to your paid offer, or that they're at least open to it. So for you who is creating this course or program or one-to-many offer, make sure you've got the offer type in there. So your hook or pitch could be a This is a 5-module, like a 5-part framework to help you get from X to Y. This is my 3-month program to help you get from X to Y. Yeah, so include your hook. What is the actual, like, how long is it? How long did they receive it? And who is it for? And how does it help? So that was number 4. Number 5 is the actual framework and process. For this, by the way, I just want you to jot all of these things down, because if you can have all of this on one sheet of paper, this is what you can go and do your market research with. So coming back in, number 5 is your framework, your process. This is your 5 to 10 steps process that we put together earlier on. So physically, what are the steps that you're going to take someone to get them from A to B? Number 6 is the features. So what else have you included in there to help with that process? Either to make things easier, make things quicker, be able to implement them themselves. What are the things that's included? So things like your calls, worksheets, downloadables, communication channel, group access or none, like shared folder, resources, client portals, like the actual things that they get. Next is the delivery. So how do they experience this thing? Is this somewhere they're logging into? Is it self-paced? Is it a drip-fed course that, like, for example, module 1 opens on week 1, module 2 opens on week 2, and it's drip-fed over 6 weeks, for example? Is it a Facebook group? Is it something that you have there in login details and they log in? Is it in Google Drive? Like, how do they actually experience the thing? And then the last 2 things are, firstly, the investment. I say firstly, we're on number 9. Number 9, the investment. So what's the price of this offer and what payment plans are you making available? And then lastly is your freebie. So what is your audience warm-up event, whether this is your masterclass, your content event, your thing that allow people to come into your world and basically try you on. You go into the fitting rooms, see how you feel before being able to dive into your offer. It's a good fit for you and it's a good fit for them. So what is your freebie that is going to entice people to be able to try you before they buy you? So just recapping those so that you've got all of this on one sheet of paper. This is your entire offer packaged up. You've got the purpose, the transformation, the name, the hook, the framework, the features, the delivery, the investment, and the freebie. Bosh! That is your offer all packaged up. Now, of course, we want the messaging to support that offer, but that is a whole other episode. For right now, I just want you to be able to come up with the topic for your one-to-many offer so that you can start going out and validating what this offer, like that it's needed. You cannot skip market research. So start going out to people and testing that this thing is needed. If you can get this offer validated by 20 plus people, 30 plus people, then at least you're going to be coming with such a bigger level of confidence because you've had so many conversations and people have looked over your process and gone, this sounds amazing, would love to have something like that. Or they've gone, yeah, it sounds really good, but is this included? And obviously you're writing that thing down. Or they've gone, it does sound good, but I would have a question around that. Like, how would that work for me? And you're writing this down. Because this is stuff that you can either go back and put into the offer, or at least a question that you can answer on the sales page because somebody else is going to have that question. So I want you to go out, do your market research, validate this offer so that you are coming back to your business with such a fuck yes energy. This thing is groundbreaking. This thing is needed. This thing is going to change your freaking life. Because yes, we do want to get particular on messaging, but your energy around selling this thing is gonna be what makes the difference. And your energy is going to come from knowing that your offer is validated and backed by evidence. So we're going to go collect the evidence. All right, Queen, I hope you enjoyed this episode. I know this was juicy. This is also something that I've never included for free. Like this sort of information about how you come up with your topic, how you name it, pricing it, all this sort of stuff has always been in my paid offers, but I'm like, do you know what? I wish that somebody had just given me this for free. Well, I don't. I actually paid a lot of money to find out this information. You're welcome. I've spent thousands. I've literally paid for a lot of the things that are the little hacks that I've given you in here. So if you found value from this episode, you enjoyed it, I'd absolutely love if you shared it either on social media, shared it to your stories, shared it on LinkedIn, or just drop into my DMs and tell me what you loved most about it and where you found value. Sarah Buckland Coaching or Sarah Buckland on LinkedIn. Come and tell me what you loved about it. Now, if you're someone that is looking to create your one-to-many offer, whether it's your course, your program, and you're wanting to bring more freedom into your life by taking what is inside your head and putting it into a digital offer that people can buy unlimited times, therefore increasing your income, increasing your impact because you can serve more people at once because they don't need to book time in your diary to be able to get results from you. If that is on your bingo card for April onwards, come and speak to me. I don't know when you're listening to this episode, whether you're listening on one of my keen beans who listens on the day that it drops, or whether you're catching up in the future. So regardless of when you're listening to this, I have an offer coming out in April that is going to help you with this process. We go through how to create your one-to-many offer, then how to put it into a launch plan, like all the actual tech to support you so that you don't have to be thinking, how do I launch this? And like get momentum, and what tech do I need, and funnels, and all the back end stuff, and all the front end stuff, and how do I create hype and momentum and get people on board, and how do I get people to see how amazing it is? We are going to be helping you to support that. I have an offer coming, which I'm not going to tell you the name in this episode because I haven't released it yet. At the time of me recording this, I haven't released it, but I will. So come find me on social media because I'm going to be talking about this offer endlessly because I am super, super, super excited to bring this out into the world. So super excited to support you soon, Queen. But in the meantime, I hope that you've enjoyed this episode. Absolutely share it if you found value from it. And I shall see you very, very soon. In the meantime, if you want to come and just dabble in my world, you can obviously join the membership at any time. What else do we have coming up? We have Main Character Energy coming to June in London. So if you're either UK, Europe, or further abroad and you want to fly in, because we do have ladies flying in, Main Character Energy is my in-person female training, workshop, networking, inspiration, goddamn motherfucking brilliant female entrepreneur day in London. It's taking place on Thursday, the 13th of June. So if you haven't already got your ticket, make sure to snap that up because we've got a beautiful venue. We're got Main Character Energy locked and loaded. So if you're someone that's looking to blow the frick up on social media, without needing a massive audience, without needing paid ads, without needing to do endless sales calls. This is about you really building your authority, building your fuck yes energy and showing up as the absolute powerhouse that you are and getting in the room with a load of other powerhouses. You know, it doesn't matter whether you're coming for the content because you want to be inspired and have a fire up your ass, or you want to just come along for a fun day out because it's absolutely going to be that as well. So I have multiple surprises up my sleeve for the ladies that are going to Main Character Energy. So you can either be in the room or you can be watching it on social media. I would not choose point B for this one. Get yourself in the room. Also, I'm super, super excited. For those of you that are coming, I cannot wait to meet you in person or see you again if you're one of last year's returners. Oh my God, this year is going to be so, so special. I cannot wait to see you live in London in just less than 11 weeks. I'll drop the link below so that you can get your tickets, but make sure you keep your eyes peeled for when this new offer is coming out. If you want to create your scalable offer to increase your income, have more passive income, build your recurring revenue far in advance so that you can have more ease, flow, and joy into your business. Pay attention to what is coming in the weeks following this episode. I shall see you very soon, Queen. See you soon, Queen.